resolute of heart, make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
On feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach in it. Putting effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his worth is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see, and what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys open doors. Since you can't always choose circumstances, make sure to choose your thoughts wisely. Choose advancement or towards the future. Now's your chance, kid. Accept responsibility, avoid resentment. Actions always take root from what you think about. Things ain't going your way, it ain't hard to figure out. Why? Why? Ask why. Ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eyes. So in following these principles, you'll find along the road you're the only one responsible for your soul. It's no coincidence. Take control of your life, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. You take control, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Nah, it's no coincidence.
Old shells are highly prized. And this one is occupied by a sarcastic fringehead.
It was the most memorable time of my life. It was a touching moment because I never thought this day would ever happen. I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage. You know, if I help him, he's gonna help me.
How'd he give you a phone?
You sign up if you on food stamps, you on Social Security, you got low income, you disability.
Why are you here?
To get some money.
What kind of money?
Obama money.
Where's it coming from?
Obama.
Where did Obama get it?
I don't know, his stash. I don't know. I don't know where he got it from. But he giving it to us to help us. We love him. That's why we voted for him.
I won't have to worry about putting gas in my car. I won't have to worry about paying my mortgage.
Did Obama pay for your mortgage? And did he pay for your gas?
Absolutely not. Mortgage got worse and prices got higher. During that time, we needed a change, but a change for the better, not for the worse. He had a very big voice, just like the Wizard of Oz. The wizard with this little teeny, tiny man. And I think it's the same thing with Obama, man behind the curtain. Not who we thought or expected him to be. I was Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. That's how I feel. I was Dorothy. I started getting a little bit more educated about politics and reading more. What I learned is never trust the wizard. It's within ourselves to have the determination, the courage, and the brains to bring us to our destiny.
If you got a business, that you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen.
Going into this night, where do we stand?
This is where we stood coming into the night. 268 to 204, so clearly an advantage for Secretary Clinton.
Take a look here. If Donald Trump wins tonight, no matter who they voted for,
Take a look at these numbers here. 21% say they'll be concerned. 37% say they'll be scared.
According to the Washington Post reporting, a surging number of unaccompanied minors being apprehended at the border. In 2014, there were nearly 70,000, according to the Post reporting. And that same year, there was this viral image of children being kept in a cage at a detention center. Do you see any parallels here? How different is what we're seeing today from these images?
In many ways, and I think I don't know what image you're using, but I released some of those photos because it was kept very quiet under the Obama administration. There were large numbers of people coming in. The Obama administration was trying to keep this quiet, and I don't know which image you're using, but I released some photos that I had gone about those young kids who were kept there, and we're still seeing numbers. And keep in mind, when they talk about putting some of the young kids in those centers, not all of them are being separated. Some of them are coming alone, as Ed said a few minutes ago. Some of them are coming on their own. So it's not a matter that every single child that we have in those centers are being separated, because some of them are coming alone. Keep in mind that under the law, you can separate a child if that person, the adult, is not the real parent or the custodian. Because sometimes we see situations where they'll bring a child because they know of the policy that we have over here with children, or at least what we used to have.
You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news, breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. the Brave. Forgot my name there. What's up, New Haven? Monday, 2-ish. I was just, I'm a little late, I gotta admit, and I apologize for being late on the radio. I couldn't get a liberal, insane Democrat out the studio. He wouldn't leave. I asked him to sit down and join the show, but he was angry, to say the least. He was angry. And what he was angry about was interesting. He came in here to talk about the riot in Portland, Oregon. There was a Patriot Prayer rally being held by, right-leaning people. And, yeah, I'm on radio. What's up, Markeisha? So you could come in and get whatever you want. Oh. So anyway, so in Portland, Oregon, we had a Patriot Prayer rally, and Antifa showed up. A group of Antifa loons, and they call themselves Antifa, but the truth is, what they do is they come to the rallies to try to shut down rallies, to shut down free speech. So they are the fascists. They don't want free speech. They don't want you to eat with your family in public areas. These are the people, the uncivil, unruly people who call themselves Antifa, as if they're anti-fascism when they practice fascism. They want to control the money. First they were Occupy Wall Street. Then they evolved into Antifa. And now they're just anarchists who want to destroy whatever system we have here in America. But anyway, so what the Democrat that came in here was upset about was he showed me a video of the group, the Patriot Prayer group, who had the permit for that rally. The video actually shows Antifa coming towards them. Now, the permit that they got for the rally, it was supposed to be that the police would actually keep them safe. The police would be in front and back on the sides. And somehow you saw a group of Antifa people coming forward to attack them. So what he was upset about was that these Patriot Prayer people put up their hands to defend themselves. And the video he was showing me was of them actually fighting back and knocking some of those Antifa people out. And he was saying, you see, you guys are attacking us. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Do you understand that they're the ones with the permit? They were having a peaceful prayer rally, and Antifa shows up to introduce violence into the situation. And I've been saying this for a while to my Antifa friends. It's going to come a time where the people are going to start fighting back. And that's what happened here. That group fought back, and that Antifa group wasn't ready for it. They didn't think. Now, they had bats and sticks that they were swinging around, but they just weren't prepared for a fight because they're used to just beating people up and it being allowed. But this time, the group fought back, and some people just got knocked out. So, you know, and he wanted me to feel bad about it. He's like, you don't feel bad that probably some of those people were skinheads or, you know, white supremacists? I'm like, listen, I don't care what people actually feel about me in their lives. Now, but if I went to attack them, I expect them to defend themselves. It doesn't matter what their belief system is. Now, for some reason, Americans feel that if you believe a certain way, if they disagree with you, they should have the right to attack you, to abuse you, and nobody should feel good about you defending yourself. I'm like, listen, if they're doing it in defense, I'm happy for them regardless of their beliefs. No one should be attacked or abused. No one. And that includes people who hate me. If they hate me because I'm Puerto Rican, because I'm bald, because I'm fat, that's on them. And as long as their hate for me doesn't make its way into trying to hurt me physically, I don't care what they believe or think. You are not allowed to go and attack people because you disagree with them. But that's the new leftist way. You know, it's hard. I was going to say Democrat, but the Democrats need to be very careful right now. They're allowing their party to be taken over by these anarchists, by Antifa. And unless they want to be associated with Antifa, they should actually, you know, come out against their actions. But no, you have you have politicians, Maxine Waters, saying to get in your face. Get into people's face. Well, that's not going to work out for everybody because not everybody turns the other cheek. Not everybody's going to allow you in their space. So, I'm just saying. And the reason I'm talking about this now is because some crazy person came in here riled up because his side lost the fight that they shouldn't have even been in. The Patriot Prayer Rally had a permit. Those people do not deserve to be bothered. Those people do not deserve to be abused. Those people do not deserve to be attacked, regardless of their beliefs. Now, anybody coming to attack them shouldn't cry when they get their butts handed to them. All right. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media. I'll be back with some headlines.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Bring all of my in fact. Papa saying on the back. Can switch and get the Mac. If he double hit him back. I don't got no time for the fake. Really rats. They ain't gonna line on your back and get you 100 and flat. Wait. Give me a sec while I serve my lick. I'm really out here trapping my and I just bought a brick. All the hood love me. All the real. Cause they know I get to it, really get to it. I show how to pull it. Wait. Meet me on Edgewood, I beat it in 3. You gonna love it, my it's fresh at the gate. And we don't sleep, we just close our eyes. Cause mama said this outside ain't your boy. But wait, I got that kind of the cake. I was out all night trapping, I had to get in the shake. She want me to but wait, I got that kind of the cake. I was getting to it, really getting to it. I got a lot on my plate. She want me to but wait, I got that kind of the cake. She want me to but wait, I got that kind of the cake. I played it back with the killers. Baby choppers and gorillas.
All right. I gotta come back. I just noticed my time is flying, and I started late. So, you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, streaming live on Facebook Live, streaming live on Twitter, streaming live on Periscope, streaming live on Twitch. Catch me wherever you can, all right? Now, anybody who's watching my page right now on Facebook Live, on Twitter, wherever, I put up a couple of pictures, and not the pictures of all of Trump's African-American friends, because, Trump was very friendly with everyone. I got to find some with Hispanic friends, right? Because Trump wasn't racist until he ran for president. But that's besides the point. I put 2 pictures up, right, of the people protesting this past weekend against ICE, right? And one of the pictures, see, this is the thing that bothers me most, right? A lot of these people who go and protest, they cover their faces, they put on masks. Show yourself. And that's what that's what I say about when people complain, well, did you see those white supremacists? Look, but those white supremacists are brave enough to actually show their faces. And at least now we know who they are. We know whether we want those people to serve us, work for us, But these leftist cowards cover their faces, right? And then he may be working next to you the next day, but you don't know who he is because he covered his face. That's cowardice. So anyway, there's one picture. It says abolish police. This is abolish police, but they have ICE in parentheses, right? Police. And that's really the truth of the left. They want to abolish all law enforcement. I got a story coming up, but if you see, they want to abolish ICE. They act like ICE wasn't doing what it's doing now under Obama, and it was. It absolutely was. Absolutely was doing the same thing under Obama. And you've had ICE officials come out and say it. But, so, the truth is they just don't like law enforcement. And right now, they don't like borders. The Democrats don't like borders. I hear all the time how, they hate how ICE is picking up criminals and families, right? Because they don't say criminals. When I say criminals, they say they should pick up all the criminals. And then when I say, well, does that include an immigrant who came here and has stolen somebody's identification and has been here for 10 years living and working under somebody else's name? Oh, no, that's different. That's different. They came here and they built a life. Yeah, but they stole somebody's identity to build that life. But that's different. You gotta forgive that. And for me, they're coming over here and they're stealing people's identity. Why should I forgive that. Right? But for them, that's different. No, those people need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Just like an American stealing somebody else's identity would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Don't tell me it's different because somebody who came across the border has 15 aliases and they got to figure out which name they used in what state. Believe me, I've seen it. So don't tell me I have to be more lenient and forgiving of those people when we don't do it for Americans. So anyway, they want to abolish all law enforcement when it comes to illegal immigrants. They really don't care about anything. And this girl who's in this picture on my page, where she says abolish police with ICE in parentheses, she's telling the truth right there. That's what they really want. They could care less about America. They want to destroy the system. They want to destroy our law enforcement system. They want to destroy ICE. Now, keep in mind, these people want to abolish ICE. ICE is catching sex traffickers, human traffickers. They're catching tons of drugs coming through the border. And these people want to abolish ICE. Why? Why? Because they're upset that suddenly we're arresting people on the border? Those are our laws. But they want to abolish ICE. This is an interesting... I love that the Democrats are going to run on no borders, zero borders, and crime. That's what they want. The Democrats want to bring to you more crime, more gang members, more MS-13. Yeah, ICE arrest those people too. So the Democrats want to give you more gangbangers, more drugs from the border, more illegal immigrants stealing identities. That's what the Democrats want. And you know why? You know what's their hope? And they really don't care if they vote illegally, because that's the truth. You know, I've heard of, I won't say exactly, people who have voted illegally, okay? And in California, if you have a license, you're allowed to register to vote. No questions asked. And they are allowing illegals to now have driver's licenses. So as long as you have a license, you could vote illegally in California. And then they turn around and they say, Trump can't prove that illegals voted. Of course illegals voted. Of course they did. You expect that these people who didn't care about our laws to come into this land are going to follow the laws of the land? Of course they voted illegally. But anyway, let's get back to the classy pictures I have on my page. If anybody go and look at the page, so you can see you have 3 little young girls at some rally with F Trump. I'm saying the oldest one has to be like 10. The other ones have to be like 7. And they have F Trump on their shirts. And you're telling me that their parents are civil people? These are the people who are getting in your face, don't want laws, and then they want to tell you how to raise your kids. It's the Democrats are disgusting right now. Disgusting. I mean, but, you know, it is what it is these days. And we have to actually, it's a clear choice. It's a clear choice. Come November, when we're voting for our senators, our congressmen, congresswomen, we have a clear choice. We have people who don't care about borders, don't care about crime, don't care about sex trafficking, don't care about sex trafficking children. You know, they don't care about drugs coming in. They could really care less about the opioid crisis when they're okay with letting the drugs come through the border because there won't be no ICE. It's a clear choice. The Democrats are the party of lawlessness. Clear choice. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Yo, it's the G-O-D, B-O-D-Y. Yeah. Rock your body. Illegal business controls America. Business controls America. I never ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. Industry rule number 4080. Record companies are shady. Yeah, I know y'all been waiting now. Y'all been patient, let's go. I be the MC version of Huey P, the all-seeing through my 2020 brown Bruce Lee's, Malcolm X / Muhammad Ali, karate chop the rider's block with the Hasi Selassie karate. Your photo shoots with the same old stare. You're sitting there in the wicker chair, holding the heat. You're in despair with my coalition comrades in the rear. Pat downs, peasy, we here with their fists in the air. What I say, these rappers wanna blast me away, but I'll be back with no delay like Jesus Christ on Easter Sunday. In their rings, they wanna murder God body. Sacrifice the life of the Christ on Good Friday. Resurrect and return the wreck. Snap a nigga neck for some live effects. Approach the podium, give a mic check, adjust the specs, bless the chest with a bulletproof vest before I catch wreck. Spitting and spazzing yo in the side of assassins and rapping before biggest bullets be blasting yo at my black ass. And here to free the hood from the mental enslavement. This ain't gangster rap, this is a form of entertainment. Controversial, can see no sins. Coming through the speaker like the brick through the living room window of a...
You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. It's interesting. I'm looking at a video right now, Van Jones, and I'm gonna play it right now. But let me give a shout out to Ugly Radio, who allows me to play their music. Even though Joe Ugly won't appear on any of my shows anymore, kind of bruised his ego. Down goes Frazier. Let me tell you, when people are afraid to debate you because they lose, and then he came up with some dumb excuse about me being a bad person. He said he talked to people who work with me every day, and they tell him I'm a good person, but he can't see me as a good person anymore because I disagree with his version of how immigration should run. So in his version, we would have no borders, right? In his version of an immigration, I was going to say law, but no law, would be if you come with a kid, you get to come into the country freely. So that means it doesn't matter if you're a coyote, a cartel member, or a sex trafficker. If you come through those borders with a kid, no questions asked, let the person in, so be it for the kid. ICE just busted a couple of places where they were actually holding people, just holding them like slaves, because once you get over here, you have to pay them, and if you can't pay them, you're enslaved. You have to work for them until you could pay, right? That's another thing ICE does: rescue these people. And actually, some of those houses that they busted, the call came from inside. Please help us, a 911 call. They preferred to be deported than to have to be slaves here in America. Oh, what a surprise. But ICE is the one saving those people. Right? So But under Joe's immigration law in America, it would be no borders, too bad for the child who's getting molested or being cared for by a pedophile. It's okay in his world. That's okay. As long as we leave that border open. And that's the typical Democrat point of view. Leave that border open. It doesn't really matter what happens to the child, to the grown adult, to the woman who gets sex trafficked. It doesn't matter. As long as they get to come in here and eventually, hopefully, vote Democrat for them one day. That's what the Democrats see. And look, I've had this conversation with Democrats who try to defend their point of view, right? And when they're defending their point of view, they don't realize that they are the most racist people there are, right? I've had this conversation where the Democrat tells me, so who's going to take care of your kids if we throw out the illegal immigrants? Who's going to wash the dishes at restaurants? Who's going to clean your houses? Who's going to put the roof on your house? So Democrats see illegal immigration as a form of enslavement of these people. They're here to provide services to us. That's how Democrats see these illegal people coming through the border. They could care less. They just want to pay some Mexican $5 an hour to mow their lawn. That's the problem. Democrats really don't care. All right, let me get to a headline. Okay, this is the Washington Times. After Trump yields on family separation, immigration activists demand end to detentions. Demand the abolishment of ICE. Far from settling the family separation issue, this was written in the Washington Times by Stephen Dinan and Dave Boyer. Far from settling the family separation issue, President Trump's executive order last month has only solidified the battle lines, with his administration saying that it is left with no choice but to keep entire families detained, and Democrats and liberal activists saying no illegal immigrants should be detained at all. This is what I'm saying. No borders. Now the Democrats are saying you can't have... First they were telling you not to separate families. Now you have to understand, and hopefully people are out there listening to me who are critical thinkers. You have to understand what the Democrats are doing, because the Democrats continue to move the goalpost, okay? So first they tell you they didn't say nothing about apprehending people at the border. Their beef was you can't separate families, right? Now keep in mind, there are laws on the books, cases that have been judged already. You can't hold a child more than 20 days. So you go, okay, wait a minute. We would have to break the law, a la Obama, So Trump tried to follow the law. So the left went crazy. The left went absolutely ape crap, right? So he says, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an executive order directly against that law. That case that a judge said you can't hold a kid more than 20 days. I'm going to write that executive order and hope it holds, right? And the Democrats now say, wait a minute. You can't hold a family in detention. Wait, so that's moving the goalposts. Wait a minute. So Are you saying that I can't separate children from their criminal parents or their criminal coyote or their criminal cartel member or their criminal sex trafficker? I can separate those people. So now I write an executive order violating a law, and you're not happy with that. So now I can't detain a family. Now keep in mind, when you catch and release at the border, and what catch and release basically is you release the family with a promise that they're going to show up to court. About 90% of the families never come back to court. They come into America and then they disappear. They steal somebody's identity and they're working until you catch them again. So the Democrats decide, now we can't detain families. So when you can't detain families and you can't detain the parent by themselves without the child, the Democrats are saying you can't charge anyone at the border with anything. Which is where you get the no borders. Now, you hear Democrats argue that point. They go, we're not for no borders. We want borders. What kind of borders do you want? What kind of borders do you want? Oh, we need to change ICE as a different type of agency. You want them to be a welcoming committee? You want them to hand the illegal immigrants car keys and house keys? That's what you want? What exactly do you want to happen on the border? And no Democrat will tell you the truth about what they want to happen on the border. Because they don't want a wall. They don't want a barrier at all. So, let me finish reading this. Far from settling that family separation issue, liberal activists say they don't want illegal immigrants to be detained at all, believing they have seized momentum after Trump backed down on separations. Those activists now say the agency responsible for detaining and deporting illegal immigrants, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, should be scrapped altogether. The call is becoming a litmus test for Democratic candidates. It has been picked up as a rallying cry by Hollywood elites eager for another issue over what to attack the president with. All right, I'm not going to keep reading. It's simple, right? So they actually thought when the family separations, and I speak to Democrats all the time, here in Connecticut, in New York, and they were giddy. I'm telling you, they were giddy with the family separations. The Democrats do not care about children. They were giddy about the family separations. Those are fake crocodile tears that they have. When you see a Democrat crying, you know that they have their hand in their pocket and they're pulling hairs out their leg or something. They are liars and actors, because I've seen some Democrats almost come to tears talking about it, and then when they're talking to other Democrats, then when they're talking to me, be giddy about it. Giddy about the family separations because they were happy that they had an issue to take all the way to November. I'm telling you, that's what was I see it. Is what's told to me, and the Democrats are fake people. So anyway, now nobody needs to be offended, right? Because I'm told all the time that, we're liberals, we're not Democrats, so don't worry about it. I didn't say liberals, even though liberals, Democrats, same thing. Anyway, so they get giddy. They were giddy about the family separation, because they thought they had that issue. Now Trump backs down, which I was surprised at, because he backed down by writing an executive order against a law, against a decided case. right? So they got so upset at that he took away their issue. He took away their issue. It's just sort of, you don't hear Democrats talking about DACA, right? You hardly hear them talk about DACA because Trump took that issue away from them when he offered them 1.8 million people. So you don't hear a lot of Democrats crying about DACA because they could care less about DACA. They could care less about the immigrants, right? So, and it reminds me, now let me just take it a little back, because when we were having, when Israel, when the United States declared that Jerusalem was Israel's capital, and they had that celebration, I know some Democrats who were happy about the kids, Palestinian kids being shot, and were unhappy that more weren't shot. Okay? I know Democrats who were happy to have those little kids shot, and were unhappy that more of them didn't get shot. Those are your Democrats. Those are the real Democrats who fake it. They're good fakers. They'll go and get on TV and cry for you. And then behind the scenes, they're the most vicious people you ever meet. So those are your Democrats. And because he stole that issue from them, because they thought they were going to run on family separation all the way to November, now they've moved their goalposts and they're now attacking ICE and trying to abolish the agency. Those are your Democrats, people. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news, breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Yeah, what up? Yo, yeah, what's up? Ziggin', I buck, ziggin', don't trust, ziggin', so figgin' ups, I duck, ziggin', don't trust. So if I grind for it, I shine for it, I pay dues. It's funny to see these boys fill my shoes. They lost when they see me, I floss. I got the man sick to their stomach, of course. And the love me when I come through, boss. Big fly, looking like Notorious. Balenciaga stepping, Margiela swag, Versace dope boy issue. I don't mean to brag, show love to my hitters, cause in they bag. If I tell them they gon' merch shit, trust me, they gon' about whatever, boy. My grapes get cake in this wild state. We moving like a snake through the crime rate. It's different kind of in the city, it's bosses and middle. I'm surrounded by the ash boy and triple beams. Hey, street, and you got a different dream. I wanna be Pablo or El Chapo. Always wanted to be the boss. Hanging head honcho. They gon' see my name in the lights. Shit, chill. But for now, they gon' see me push away. I'm moving that la 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 la. At a million miles an hour. Range Rover, I slang goals all day, yo. Get Benjamins and dividends and pesos. I stretch work, whip work. Yes, I drive.
All right, you're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave.
In your book, you say you're not at all
This is
confident
Van
that
Jones
Democrats
on
are
The View.
prepared to win in 2020. Why do you think?
Look, I grew up in a small town in rural West Tennessee. You know, public schools. We went to church every other Sunday. I ain't gonna lie, we didn't go every Sunday, but we weren't strangers. After the election, I went all over the country. I went to Appalachia. I went to South Central Los Angeles. And here's what I saw. The same pain is everywhere.
Yes.
The same pain. And what breaks my heart is that common pain should lead to common purpose. And common purpose should lead to common projects, and common projects should lead to common sense. Right now, I don't see Democrats looking at the situation and saying, you know what, maybe we drew our circle too small. I love that we're hugging LGBT and Muslims and all the people who usually don't get a hug, we're hugging them. But maybe we need to have a bigger hug and include some of those folks in Appalachia.
But that's exactly what the DNC chair said. We had Tom Perez on the show, and that's exactly what he said. He said Democrats need to
They are trying to do that.
Listen, there may be some leaders who are, unfortunately, and I have to be honest, I get in trouble because, you know, I'm honest.
I know you are.
When I listen to liberals when they're not on TV trying to make it sound good, we're still in grief. We're still mad, and we're not just mad at Trump, who we should be mad at. We're mad at every single person who voted for Trump, even people who have no jobs, even people who our hearts should be broken, even coal miners who have black lung disease and who are dying, and Democrats haven't said anything about for years.
We're mad at them. Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about a bunch of, you know who I'm talking about. Listen.
No, be specific, because we're not mad at them.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Listen, the reason I wrote this book is because I think we don't understand each other. And I think we talk past each other. We talk about each other more than we talk to each other. So I wanted to put in a book my best observations, arguments, and resources for how we can find each other again. Because in my conversations with liberals, not you, but too many, it's almost like it's a they, those Trump voters, them. And it's almost like I can't understand how those people could ever do that. And I said, listen, in America, we don't have to agree, but we have to try to understand. So the book is my attempt to try to help us understand. That's all I'm saying.
You know, it's interesting. This is Van Jones. This is, he worked under the Obama administration. He was I'm not sure if he is now, but he was a self-proclaimed communist. And he was I forgot why he was under the Obama administration, but he was one of the SARs. I think he was the energy SAR under the Obama administration. And, you gotta give him credit. This guy, and I'll actually go and read his book now, because he's looking for a solution. And you saw those hypocrites on The View. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we all want a big tent. We all want to grow our circle. When the ladies on The View are some of the most hateful people that you'll ever hear. They are constantly attacking everybody. Even attacking, you know, Melania Trump and Ivanka Trump. These people are the most disgusting people that you'll hear on TV because they're biased. And what they do is they sell a message of hate. And what he did is he called them out on their crap. Right there on national TV. And you saw Joy Behar and Whoopi. I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, you know what I'm talking about. Because Democrats go on TV and they try to act nice. Yeah, we want to do this. And then behind the scenes, you heard him. And he knows all of these people. Behind the scenes, they hate you. They hate every Trump supporter. They hate everyone who voted for Trump. They hate you with a passion. And he described it perfectly. They're still grieving. They're still grieving. Hillary's lost. Hillary's still grieving. She's still on the world stage telling people what happened or what she thinks happened. But what really happened, Hillary, it was you. It wasn't me, it was you. But he got it right. And it's something I've been saying forever. The Democrats have not gotten over the election. The Democrats are still fighting the last election. And this is why they may not. Let me tell you. If history is a good indicator, the Democrats should win Congress. They should at least win Congress and take the Senate. But because they've been fighting the last election, they're still filled and with that hate. They feel it's like you're grieving. Somebody passed and you're grieving. You love that person. And let's just pretend the Democrats love Hillary. Because they didn't love Hillary. But let's pretend they love Hillary, right? And it was Trump who killed Hillary. And that person you keep seeing day after day on the street. That's it. The Democrats are grieving the death of their dream of having that woman break the glass ceiling. And they see the person who killed that dream every day on TV. They see that person who killed their dream on TV every day with his smug look, telling him he's making America great again, which to them is part of the problem. Because how could he be making America great again when their Messiah, Barack Obama, made America perfect for them? Obama made it so that they could put on their rose-colored glasses and not see anything. Under Obama, they didn't see the riots in Ferguson. You know, under Obama, they don't realize that they started hating the police because he made it. He made them feel like everything was going to be all right, even though if it wasn't. So making America great again, you're smacking Obama in the face to them. And then coming out every day, tweeting every day, it just drives them crazy because they see that person who killed their dream every day over and over again. But it's time, Democrats. If you want to win the next election, it's time to make that course correction. You're going further and further into the abyss, into darkness. It's time to walk away from those feelings. They're killing you inside and they're killing your party. All right, I got to get out of here. But, it's been fun. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. Keep your head up. See ya.
Resolute of heart, make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
I'm feeling goods where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach in it. Putting effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his worth is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see, and what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys open doors. Since you can't always choose circumstances, make sure to choose your thoughts wisely. Choose advancement or towards the future. Now's your chance, kid. Accept responsibility, avoid resentment. Actions always take root from what you think about. Things ain't going your way, it ain't hard to figure out. Why? Oh, why? Ask why. Ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eyes. So in following these principles, you'll find along the road you're the only one responsible for your soul. It's no coincidence. Take control of your life, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. You take control, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Nah, it's no coincidence. Oh shit.
shells are highly prized. And this one is occupied by a sarcastic fringe.
Pero también como ciudadanos, como miembros de estas comunidades, debemos estar pensando acerca de cómo detener a